Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to your March 2025 tarot card reading. Let's go ahead and get started here with an oracle card. Okay, we have a card that says you are good enough. So there might be something going on in your life right now where you're feeling a little bit, inferior, or there's imposter syndrome, or there's some doubts of your abilities, or whatever the case may be. And this is maybe going to be a month that reaffirms, like, no, none of that matters. Get it out of the way. It's only harming you. You have to remember that you're worthy of good things happening. This is kind of an interesting message for Sagittarius to get because, you have kind of that more Jupiterian, abundant, prosperous kind of quality. Now, I'm not saying all of you can attract everything you want all the time, but I think, there is kind of an element of deserving that comes with Jupiter. So I think maybe there is something coming in hitting you a little bit harder than normal. Now, I want you to keep in mind, right, this says full moon in Virgo. We actually have a full moon in Virgo on March 14th. Which is a full moon total lunar, I keep saying solar eclipse on accident, total lunar eclipse in your 10th house. So that kind of Virgo hypercritical, hyper analytical quality is going to be really, really strong. And the tendency for Virgo is to feel not good enough because there's this element of constant self-improvement. So when we feel that, inferiority or whatever, however you want to call it, when that comes on, it's important for you to remember that that's not necessarily a reflection of truth, but that it's just a symptom that says your soul is wanting to improve in a new way, and it's time for that to happen. Okay? So let's see what the animal spirit cards have to say. We start with a take the lead. Yeah, I don't really see Sagittarius just kind of sitting back and like letting it fester. I see you actually doing something about it, being really proactive, which obviously is a good thing. And I think your ability to change and develop and grow is going to inspire others to do the same as well. And I think you'll notice that your circle kind of starts to shift, or your relationships start to shift, or your opportunities start to shift as well. And that's solely because you're not backing down from a challenge. Okay, and I think right now you are being asked, like, you are being challenged a little bit. We all are. It's going to be an interesting month. There's a lot going on, but I don't see you backing down or cowering in any way. So Sagittarius, let's see what comes through with the tarot. 8 of Coins, 7 of Cups, 3 of Wands. 8 of Coins I love because there's an element of flow that happens with the work. So the more dedicated to your work, the more opportunities, more ideas, more creativity will come online for you as well. The 8 of Coins doesn't necessarily have to be the most exciting thing, and I don't know that you really are focused on the most exciting thing, but I think there is an element, maybe a small amount, not huge, but a small amount of excitement and passion and enthusiasm coming through, which is keeping you really consistent there. It's keeping you persistent in continuing to produce. And I think you are quite results oriented right now. This is probably because you're like, well, I need to work a little bit harder because I'm, dealing with this inferiority or this insecurity or whatever. I'm dealing with it and I need to work harder. I need to work harder. I need to work harder. Again, nothing wrong with that. I think that's perfectly fine. But as we move into the 7 of Cups, I think there's a lot of faith and a lot of unknowns that you're contending with. This is not the worst thing in the world for a Sagittarius. I think this energy is quite comfortable. For example, 8 of Coins, what am I building it for? Where is this going to lead? What opportunities are going to come from this? I think there are going to be a lot of questions that you have. And I don't know that you're going to have that clarity. It's Pisces season. We also have Mercury in pre-shadow for the first couple of weeks. And it just maybe not everything is going to be absolutely clear. there do seem to be things popping up for you. But again, I think the more you focus on the Eight of Coins, all these things that kind of pop up with the Seven of Cups, it's just, I mean, they kind of come and go. They're sort of transient. I don't feel that they are here to stay or that they're very sticky, which is why I don't really see you getting sidetracked. Now, there might be some Sagittarians that do get sidetracked because they get all caught up in the new shiny, sexy objects that kind of come online for them, and they lose interest in the Eight of Coins, and then they pursue a different route, and that's kind of like a never-ending cycle for them. But for those of you who are dedicated and committed to what you're doing and the growth that you're hoping to experience, I don't think the Seven of Cups is really all that tempting. You may realize like, oh, something is trying to tempt me, but like, nice try. Like, there's no chance in hell that I'm gonna give up my Eight of Coins, because I'm seeing results with my Eight of Coins. And with the Three of Wands, like, you seem to be at a place where you are patiently awaiting your reward. And I like the open-heartedness of the Three of Wands because it's just so receptive. I think Sagittarius right now is highly receptive to wherever the wind, I was going to say wherever the wind blows. That doesn't make any sense. But you're highly receptive to what the universe has to bring you. I also think there's a sense of adventure with the Three of Wands too, kind of standing on the outskirts of a known world or a known life and kind of looking beyond that boundary and saying there's like a whole new territory, a whole new realm for me to explore. And I think there's a sense of excitement and alignment in that process. Yet another reason why I don't think the Seven of Cups holds a lot of weight, but I think you will notice the temptations that try to come in. Seven of Cups, I just don't think that anything is really all that attractive to you. I just don't. I don't think that there's anything that's really grabbing your attention, and that there are other things that are much more interesting for you, Sagittarius. So we have the Hermit, the World, and the Ten of Cups. Now this really coincides with that middle week or so, the middle part rather of March, specifically March 14th, March 15th, which is when we have the full moon eclipse in Virgo, and then we have Mercury retrograde on the 15th, the exact day after. And it does feel like that is a pivot point. We know that eclipses tend to balance things out, tend to fill in or take away. We know that there are big transitions that happen. And with the World card, it seems very, very obvious that yes, Sagittarius, you will experience a big transition. Probably one you've been hoping for, one you've been waiting for, one you've been thinking about, you've been manifesting. But as we're building up to that, the Hermit feels really almost disconnected. Now, when I say disconnected, I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just, it feels really pulled back, like you are extracting yourself from a lot of chaos or a lot of situations and even conversations, and just kind of finding your peace. I do think because it is Pisces season and there's a lot of healing that happens during this time, I do think our meditations and alone time, it is important for our healing and for preparation. Okay, we want to remember that Pisces, I always say this about Pisces and Virgo, and because we have that Pisces Virgo eclipse axis going on, it's even especially more relevant right now. These are seasons and archetypes of preparation for crossing the equinox and preparing us for massive seasons of change, spring and autumn. This is where in the Northern Hemisphere perspective, right, we have the bulk of growth. And I think it's important for us to be mentally and emotionally prepared for that. I think it's coming. I think you can feel it in your bones, especially in the middle of March with the eclipse. You can tell that things are shifting around you and that there are going to be new demands in your life. And the Ten of Cups, which is the very thing that you are hoping that you are good enough for, seems to be absolutely within reach. Now, I don't know that the Ten of Cups is like the end-all, be-all, the very perfect life. I'm not making any huge promises here, but I think with the Ten of Cups shows up, there are circumstances and situations that, create an emotional victory, meaning you understand that this is an important step that aligns to the bigger picture, and it makes you happy and it fulfills you and it satisfies you in some way, shape, or form. And there is an element of contentment. And so as things start to shift, I do think, Sagittarius, you are going to feel like, okay, this is right. This is how it's supposed to be. This is the direction it's supposed to go. Now, the Hermit does tend to ask a lot of questions. And I'm seeing a lot of questions. Even with the Seven of Cups, there are questions. I just don't know that you are going to have a lot of answers. And that might be a little bit hard for some of you. Maybe some of you don't really care. Maybe some of you are pretty good at operating in question marks. But I do think you are going to have a lot of questions. You are going to have a lot of concerns. Sometimes that hermit mode can go a little over analytical, right? Analysis paralysis, where we kind of overthink. It's not going to last that long, though, I don't think, as the world approaches. The overthinking, I think, is natural, again, because I think what's happening here is you're trying to pinpoint something about yourself that needs to be improved. And I'm not saying there won't be something illuminated of like, okay, that behavior is not all that great, or that habit's not all that great. I'm not saying that you won't have something like that, but I think you might be searching for something more fundamental, or more, fundamentally flawed within yourself, which is not the case. And I feel like that hermit is a little bit going on a fool's errand in terms of trying to find and pinpoint exactly what's going wrong. I don't think anything is really going wrong. Nothing is wrong with you, obviously. It's just a matter of behavior modification, most likely. And that world is coming whether you're ready or not. You don't have to be perfectly prepared. You don't have to be perfectly ready. And you don't have to be a perfect person in order for that world to come to fruition. It's going to come to fruition because of the astrology, because of how we're being tested to grow. And, I think the more and more you search within yourself, and the more and more you try to find something to fix, the less and less likely you are to find it. And you'll probably just circle back and be like, okay, well, everything is exactly as it should be. Everything is exactly in order. And that the Ten of Cups is also inevitably yours, because that World card is leading you directly to the Ten of Cups. So that emotional victory, that emotional happiness, it's yours. And you'll probably start to feel that as the sun comes into Aries on the 20th. Okay? So let's see what the last row is for Sagittarius. King of Swords. Ten of Coins. And last but not least, Nine of Coins. So King of Swords tells me that you're kind of entering Aries season with a little bit of a bang. And there is I'm trying to think of the word, a strength, I guess. I really want to say a diplomacy. I'm kind of feeling there's like a diplomacy, a coolness, almost a little bit prickly vibe to you as we enter Aries. Now, it's not to say that you don't have really great stuff going on, because clearly the entry into Aries season is leading you somewhere fantastic. So again, I think Pisces season just gets a little unruly. We've got a lot going on in Pisces season, right? We got Mercury retrograde, we have Venus retrograde, we have Venus coming back into Pisces, we have Sun, Saturn conjunction, we have Saturn coming conjunct Neptune, which is going to continue on in the next couple months. It's just like it's very messy. There's just a lot. Plus Mars is now moving direct in Cancer, and so it's just like it's all kind of all over the place. March is. So you come into Aries kind of warrior-esque, which is great. I think I like the warrior energy for Aries, for a Sagittarius especially. But it is prickly and it is inaccessible. And I think you're in a protection mode right now, where you do seem to be protecting your 10 of Cups and your 10 of Coins, because it's clear that you're opening some kind of a channel of opportunity that comes out. Again, there's the emotional success component here, the satisfaction, the fulfillment, the enjoyment, whatever. But there's also the material fulfillment down here. And that's the whole point of the Eight of Coins. Like, you're not doing this for fun, you're doing this for material reward, which is why I think so many of you are so focused, because you understand that, and you're not interested in, in all these distractions or all these things that are trying to come at you like as shiny objects. You're not here to get distracted. So, you are from the very beginning protecting what's yours, protecting your heart, protecting your ambitions. 10 of Coins, when you think of your vision board, the ultimate dream of what you want in your life, 10 of Coins is all of it. It is your money situation. It is your freedom situation. It's your spirituality, your physical health, your relationships, your relational health, your home life, your social life, your travel life. It's all the areas of life, all the archetypes. It's the ideal look of how you want your life to look. 10 of Coins may seem a little unattainable, but I think in your heart of hearts, King of Swords, well, not even in your heart of hearts, in your mind, in your mind, it's still within the realm of possibility. All those things still within the realm of possibility. I don't really see you limiting. I don't see you having a limiting mindset. This is the only one. This "you are good enough" is like, there's a reminder of like, hey, Sagittarius, like it's okay. You can have it. You can have things. And maybe that's what the whole of March is really about, is allowing yourself to open and to actually be deserving. And it's like the minute you do that, boom, the switch flips and immediately things start coming in. I think the eclipse is very much a switch. It switches the course, because boom, immediately 10 of Coins, and then 10 of Cups, and then 10 of Coins right after, as we approach the end of March. And of course, we have the 9 of Coins, which speaks to your own personal triumph. Because with these cards, there's often family or something bigger than yourself, like a company or something like that. There's more than just you. And all this stuff that you're working for, it's not just for you. Never was, never will be. It's not a selfish endeavor. It's going to support and going to provide and going to improve the lives around you. But there is a lot in it for you specifically too. One thing I do like about Jupiter ruled signs, Sagittarius and Pisces, is that there isn't really a huge distinction between material and physical, material and spiritual abundance, that they kind of are one and of the same. It's a just Jupiterian thing. It's like there's no distinction between spiritual and material, because it's all just one. There's a oneness there. And so it's like the more and more, like, you understand clearly, the more you help people, the more you yourself get helped. The more you provide, the more value you issue, the more you give, the more you receive. And I say give, and I use that loosely because I don't mean like full-on martyrdom, self-sacrifice kind of thing, but it's like the more and more you provide to the world, the more you get back. So I see you personally receiving a great deal, but I also see the people around you receiving a great deal, which makes everything more worthwhile. And it gives you a stronger sense of dedication, which I think is why the King of Swords is so adamant about protecting all of this. Okay. All right. Beautiful finish off for this reading. Now I am going to open all these cards up with clarifiers. We're going to pull 3 cards per card, so a total of 27. And we're going to clarify these in the comprehensive reading. So we're going to talk for another 25 to 30 minutes or so about all of these. So if you want to join, you're more than welcome. The link will be in the description box in the comment thread down below. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull these out so you can see what we'll talk about. see if you want to join. So the Eight of Coins, what else does Sagittarius need to know about that? We've got the Six of Cups. The Moon. The Ace of Cups, beautiful. We have the Six of Swords. The Queen of Cups. Two of Cups. Beautiful Empress. Love the Hierophant. Really strong cards there for that Three of Wands. Now for the Hermit. Seven of Wands. Five of Swords. And then the Sagittarius card, the Knight of Wands. King of Wands. Another Nine of Coins. And another Seven of Cups. More questions. Two of Coins. Nine of Swords. Knight of Coins. The Wheel of Fortune. Death. Oh, really strong cards coming out there for that King. I don't mind the Devil in this instance. Nine of Cups. Love that with the Nine of Coins. Three of Wands. The Tower. Queen of Coins on a Nine of Coins. Page of Coins. And Two of Swords. Okay, really, really love this for you, Sagittarius. So this is where we're going to pick up. So if you want to join, you are more than welcome. Again, all the info is down below. Thank you so much. I hope you all have a great week and a great month of March, and I'll talk to you soon.